Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of RuneScape. Today I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on combat and potentially looking at the paths that Avenger John offered to us in the first episode. So I'll just give like a brief introduction to combat, and I might end up skipping ahead a little bit and just showing my level ups and kind of rewards that we get as we go along. It's probably not going to be too impressive, or I don't think I'll have to show like every second. I might do it for the first little bit of combat, but then I'll likely skip ahead a bit. Okay, yep, we're heading there now. Here we go. So I'm going to head over towards the cow fields and goblins over to the east. And we're just going to take a quick look at the adventure paths thing to remind ourselves of what we're looking at. So there's both the combat path and the gatherer path. We're going to be looking at the combat path today. So the very first thing is to get level 5 in the attack skill. And it looks like it's just about leveling up, which is fine. Yeah, that's all easy enough, I think. I think I'm going to start with magic. Magic is probably going to be one of my easiest ones to train. As I described in the last video, you can get free runes by coming over here and talking to the instructor, Magic Combat Tutor. Just make sure you drop your mind in air runes. Right click on her, hit claim, and then you can pick up your ones off the ground. You can do that every like 30 minutes or so, so you technically have infinite runes. Okay. Some weapons and such will give you a negative to your attacks. So if you're wearing heavier armor like this full iron rune armor or iron armor, then it'll decrease your chances of hitting. I guess the bronze sword doesn't, and the wooden shield doesn't, so I don't have to worry about this right now. But with the blue wizard hat, it actually gives us an increase to our ability to hit, so we'll start with just the wizard hat. And just casting some wind strikes. I like to make sure to use a barrier here. And for now, we just have to individually cast all our spells until we get a staff. It looked like Adventurer John gives us a staff once we've reached level 5 in magic, so that should be relatively easy to accomplish. So, for now, let's see, this guy's on the other side. Oh, well, unfortunate. Oops. But yeah, combat is relatively simple. It'll get simpler once I get the staff. I'll be able to show off how that works. But right now, the only magic spell I have is Wind Strike. In order to cast it, you just have to come into your spellbook, click Wind Strike, and then click on your target. There's level 2 magic. And as we level up our magic skill, we get more and more of our spells. It goes wind, water, earth, fire in that order. And once you get to the next tier, your wind strike will start to do more damage as well. So right now, we can only hit between a 0, a 1, and a 2 with the wind strike. But once it gets a water strike, we'll be able to hit 4, With Earth Strike, we'll be able to hit up to a 6. And with Fire Strike, we'll be able to hit up to an 8. I think we might be able to hit more on Goblins, specifically with the winds. There's Magic level 3. I can now cast Confuse. Oh. And my combat level also went up. Once you reach certain milestones in your either attack, defense, strength, magic, or ranged, or prayer, those are all your combat skills, and so they will increase your combat level. You start at level 3 instead of level 1 because you start with 10 in your hit points, and hit points is also a combat skill. You can see like a little guide here. If you hover over your combat level, it'll show how many levels you need until your next combat level. And since currently magic is our highest level, it is going to be what we're currently leveling up with. So I only need 2 magic to get to the next combat level, but I would need even more of the others to get to the next level. And gotta make sure I'm burying these bones to get prayer experience. It would be nice to have more than just 1 prayer. There we go. There's magic level 4. Just 1 more and we'll be able to get our first staff. Alright, we should be getting the level here in just a second. There we go. Magic level 5. Now that we've reached this magic level, we've unlocked Water Strike. And so combat level 5 as well. So now that we've reached this level, like I said, we should be able to hit for higher as well. Let's see if I can get a good hit in here and showcase that. See, there we go. Now I'm able to hit 3s and 4s instead of only 1s and 2s. So I'll be able to take out these goblins faster and get faster experience. But for now, let's go back and talk to Adventurer John. I'm going to bury these as well and get my prayer level. I think, can I get a prayer level here? Yeah, just. There's our first prayer level. And now that we have 2 prayer points, we can use thick skin for twice as long. But prayer is very similar to magic as well. As we level up our prayer, we get more and more things to use. Once we get up to level 9 prayer, we can get Mystic Will, which will increase our magical attack and defense by 5%. So that'll be nice. Alright, let's talk to John. Hello, Magnum ASMR. What can I do for you? I'd like to claim my Adventure Path rewards. You've completed Get It Started with Magic. You receive 50 Mind Runes, 75 Water Runes, and 1 Staff of Air. This is the last of the rewards you have currently earned, but I do have some members' rewards left to give you. Visit me on a member's world to receive them. Great. So, now that we have a staff, we can equip it, and it gives us a plus 10 to our magic attack bonus, so we're more likely to hit with spells, and on top of that, we can choose our spell and auto cast it, so I don't have to continuously click on the spell every time. So if I choose Wind Strike, for example, because goblins are weak to wind, now I can just click on the goblin and it immediately will start casting. And I don't even have to keep clicking. Easy as. Oh, I got my first beginner clue scroll. That's huge. Okay. I will probably hold on to that and try to explain that later. for now, I think what I'm going to do is just continue to increase my magic and prayer levels here a little bit. And I'm going to steal this goblin mail. I probably don't need to, but actually, no, I'm not. That's absolutely cheating. I did say I was going to try to do this myself. I don't mind picking up random bones and stuff, but the reason I was going to pick up goblin mail is for a quest later. I'm going to try to get my own goblin mail instead, same as I am with the beads. There we go, that's magic level 6. I am thinking, for now, I might ought to go ahead and swap to Water Strike. I have unlimited wind or air runes because of my staff. The way staffs work, other than being an increase to magic and being a like auto cast, it also gives an infinite amount of runes based on what staff you have. Since this is an air staff, I have an infinite amount of air runes. I'm going to swap to Water Strike and use those, because if I use a higher tier spell, then I'm able to get more experience. Here comes another magic level 7 and combat level 6. The unfortunate thing is if you get hit in combat, it kind of takes you out of whatever chat box you had there. So it's quite easy to miss a level. Oh, I did get a goblin mail actually. Ah, there was magic level 8. I wasn't paying attention and I clicked away from it. Alright, because magic level 9, I can now cast Earth Strike, which like I said, and combat level 7, and hit points level 11. I'm just popping off right now. But as I said before, now that I've unlocked Earth Strike, I'm also able to hit for a grand total of 6 now instead of 4. Let me bury all my bones really fast. And I'm going to get one more level here in magic, and then I'll be able to claim my next reward. Wow, look at that. I just one-shotted a goblin. Yeah, goblins only have a maximum of 5 HP, at least these ones do. So now that I've unlocked Earth Strike, I actually have the ability to just hit a goblin one time and immediately kill it. Oops. Well, I'm officially out of mind runes, which is really unfortunate. However, I am able to cast Confuse, and that's also enough to get me my magic level, so that works. Combat level 8. Let's go talk to John again and claim. I'd like to claim my Adventure Path rewards. You've completed striking a pose. You receive 250 mind runes, 250 air runes, and 1 staff of earth. That's huge. So, that's interesting. Instead of giving me... Hold on a second. I guess there's only 3. That's interesting, he skips the water staff. But the next step up for me here is to get level 20 in magic. Okay, so the next step that's suggested is to fight the giant frogs out there, which I heavily agree with actually. The giant frogs will give you, instead of just normal bones, they give you big bones, which are like 3 times as effective. So I'll probably go ahead and fight them, especially considering they have a 25% weakness to earth spells. Now I'll be able to use my Staff of Earth to be able to hit higher, and it still only costs 1 air. So if I do Staff of Earth, it costs 1 Mind Rune, 1 Air Rune, and no Earth Runes because I have the Staff. So that's huge. 3 prayer. I'm going to put away some of my items really fast. Okay, now that I've put everything away here, I'm going to make my way into the swamps where the big frogs are. Over here. And we're going to try to find ourselves a frog. I'm likely going to try to find a world that doesn't have anybody on it. That way I'm not just crashing at frogs. Let's see. There we go. And I'm going to just use this hole here as a safe spot so that the frog can't get me. Bam. Look, I'm able to hit for 7 damage currently. And like I said, normally I'd only be able to hit up to a 6, but because of the damage increase of the earth spell against the frog, I'm able to hit for a 7. And here comes another magic level right here. Magic level 11. And as I said previously, with the big frogs, you get the big bones instead. And instead of only getting like 4 or 4.5, you get 15 total XP every time you bury one of these. So it's a much faster prayer experience. So that'll be very nice. There's level 12 magic. And level 9 combat. There's level 13 magic. I can now cast Fire Strike, which also will now increase all of my strike spells up to 8 total damage. With the frogs with Earth Strike, it should now be up to a total of 9 damage, I do believe. There's 12 hit points. Oh, and there's a 9 damage. But it didn't come up with a max hit splat, so I wonder if I'm actually able to hit a 10. There's level 14 magic. And level 10 combat. I'm just plowing through these combat levels right now. Oh, yeah, there's a 10. So my maximum hit currently on these frogs is 10. That's crazy. I guess that makes sense. Magic level 15. I can now cast Bones to Bananas. There's 16 magic. And 11 combat. There's 13 hit points. 13 hit points. Hmm. 17 magic. These rats are annoying. Once I get to double their combat level, I should be okay. They should stop attacking me. There's 18 magic. And level 12 combat. So now, hopefully these level 6 rats should stop attacking me. Yeah, it seems like the level 6 rats have finally stopped attacking me now that I've hit that level. Oh, 14 hit points. Level 19 magic. And level 13 combat. And here comes level 20 magic. I can now cast Bind. And let me go ahead and pick these ones up. Here's level 4 prayer. I can now cast Burst of Strength and level 14 combat. And let me just bury the rest of these. I should get another prayer level or 2. There's prayer level 5. Prayer level 6. Prayer level 7. And that's all for now. So let's head back to Adventurer John. And I'm going to claim my rewards from him. You've completed Bringer of Chaos. You received 300 Mind Runes, 300 Air Runes, and 1 Staff of Fire. There you go. Let's see, I can also claim my stuff off the Magic Tutor if I drop these runes. Claim. Get those ones and pick these ones back up. There we go. So that's magic. It's pretty straightforward. I'd say it's probably the easiest of the skills as far as training and leveling and just overall using for the most part. Let's get this imp. Come on, give me a bead. Another wizard hat. Well, I suppose that's fitting. Okay. Now that I've finished up with magic for now, I'm going to train up a couple of my melee stats, I think, for now. Right? So the next step, as far as my combat path goes, is all of the melee skills. I'm going to go ahead and try to do this first. We're going to get level 5 in attack And then I'm going to move on to strength and defense. So let's do bam, bam, set that as my focus. And let's go find something to attack. I'll probably just continue attacking goblins for now. There's level 2 attack. And as I had explained in my first video, the way that melee combat works, your attack is how likely you are to hit, your strength is how hard you hit, and your defense is your likelihood of not getting hit. So I'm going to level up my attack to 5. That'll increase my chances of actually being able to hit a target with melee by a good chunk. Once I get that, I'm going to increase my strength all the way up to 10, and that should increase my ability to hit more than 1 for sure. I'm not entirely certain if that'll bring it up to 3, but it is definitely a lot slower than magic is. So I'll probably do what I was doing with magic and just cut to me getting the levels. Okay. Here's level 3 attack. Oh, nice. That's an upgrade. I had a bronze square shield, so that should make me less likely to take hits because it increases my defense by +1 each. But like I said earlier, certain shields will decrease your magic attack bonus. So if I were to use magic with this, it would be a -6. But I'm not, so it'll be safe to use this. And I'll take less hits overall. Let's see, I'm just about to get another hit points level as well. I need one more hit. Bam. Hit points level 15. Attack level 4 as well. Ooh, there's another goblin male. One more of those and I'll be able to complete my quest. Literally like one hit away from my level. Bam. Attack level 5. So, after I defeat this goblin, I can go speak to Adventure John and he'll have a new weapon for me. I'd like to claim my Adventure Path rewards. You've completed Getting Started with Attack. You receive 1 Steel Longsword. Now, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and just get Strength up to level 5 instead of 10, actually. And then I'm gonna start leveling up my defense because I'm still taking hits from these goblins. And it is hurting. So the Steel Longsword, it's a little bit slower to swing than my current sword, but it has a +11 in melee strength, so I might already be hitting 2s, which will be faster than the 1s. And it is also more accurate. There we go. So I have to slash. Yeah. And let's head back over to the goblins. Look at that. I had a 2 on that rat. There we go. I'm hitting 2s. means faster kills on these goblins. Which means faster XP in total. There's level 2 strength. Level 3 strength. Level 8 prayer. Level 4 strength. There's one more level to go. And there we are. Level 5 strength. So now I can go claim my stuff from Adventurer John. Bam. I'd like to claim my Adventure Path rewards. You get 5 trout, 1 leather boots, and 1 leather gloves. So that's not a massive upgrade. They do give you a little bit of defense bonus, but it's not too serious. Alright. I think I'm going to call it for tonight though. And I think I made some pretty good progress. So I'll leave it there. And next time I will work on my ranged levels a little bit as well as my defense levels. And we might move from goblins to cows. That way I can start getting cowhide to work on my crafting levels as well. I hope that you enjoyed and that you have a fantastic one. Good luck and good night.